Hey up everyone, and welcome back to another video. If you watched my last video, I upgraded to this 1TB NVMe SSD from Sabrent. It's not actually in the box, it's in my PC. So I thought I'd give it about a week or so in my PC to sort of get the reliability, the performance, see how it's like in actual real world applications, and spoiler alert, it's pretty good. Yeah, I just kind of got interrupted while recording this video. I've had a massive shipment of GPUs come, 3 to be more specific, so make sure you stay subscribed for that video. So anyways, back to the SSD. I'm no expert in SSDs or storage or anything like that. I just know the bits most people need to know. But so I thought I'd not give an actual full-on review, but a sort of a hands-on experience and how I felt that the drives performed. Spoiler alert, it's been pretty good. Okay, so starting off with the specs, it's got 1TB of TLC NAND manufactured by Micron. Nice. It's also got a Gen 3x4 interface, which is also nice. And this drive is controlled by the Phison E12S controller, which is also nice. It also has a 512MB DRAM cache, which is DDR3 at 1866MHz from Kingston. Most 1TB drives will have a gigabyte of cache, but to be honest, the read and write speeds of this, they're still pretty good. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to make an awful lot of difference. This drive still performs really well. Speaking about the drive performance, it does 3,400 megabytes per second sequential read and 3,000 megabytes sequential write, so pretty fast for a Gen 3 drive. It's actually faster than the old boot drive I used to have, which was the ADATA SX 8200 Pro. But yeah, that was still a pretty good drive as well, and this one is better, so yeah. With my testing in Crystal Disk Mark, the drive actually overachieved on what Sabrent advertised. It got 3,340 megabytes read, and it got 3,020 megabytes write, I believe. I've got the picture on screen anyway, so you'll see that. So yeah, this is a noticeable improvement over the ADATA drive. The ADATA drive still isn't bad at all. It's a very good Gen 3 drive. It's just not as fast as the Sabrent one. But to be fair, it's fast enough. I use it for video editing, so not too bad. The definitive benchmark for any piece of computer hardware is a gaming benchmark, right? So I've decided to load up a couple of games on the NVMe SSD to see how they all load. Okay, so I've lined up 2 games, that being Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Cyberpunk 2077, and the results are pretty good. So Assassin's Creed loaded from the main menu to in-game, where you can actually play in 17 seconds only. That's pretty quick. With Cyberpunk, same story with the main menu going into the actual game. I think it was Kabuki the area was. It was only 12 seconds, so this drive is pretty quick. You're gonna have no problems with loading into games. Why didn't you get a Gen 4 drive? Your PC supports it, your processor supports it, your motherboard supports it. Main reason being is I couldn't really justify the price, because you have like sort of 2 levels of Gen 4 NVMe drives. You've got like sort of the entry level, like the first sort of wave, and then you've got the second wave. I wanted to go second wave if I was going to get Gen 4, and I just couldn't justify the price. Like, my current workflow works perfectly fine with Gen 3, and I just couldn't justify the extra 50, 60, 70 quid on a very fast Gen 4 drive. So this brings me to the big question, is this drive worth it? And I'd say definitely, especially as this thing goes on Amazon for £120 currently. I got this one for just over 80 as someone didn't want it on eBay, and I was like, maybe I should take the risk. Paid off, it works perfectly fine. But even for 120 quid, this is a really good drive for the price. Being as this is only 120 quid on Amazon, there is the Rocket Q variant, which is, I believe, 20 quid less. I'll put it on the screen, but don't go for the Rocket Q unless if you absolutely have to. It's still a good drive, I believe, but QLC NAND, which is in the Rocket Q, isn't as reliable as the TLC NAND in the normal Rocket, if that makes sense. However, with all that out of the way, SSDs are becoming increasingly more affordable, and it's getting to the point where SATA SSDs now are sort of being eaten up by NVMe drives, as NVMe drives are only a bit more, not by much anymore. They used to be massively more expensive 3 or 4 years ago. Now they're coming pretty close for a lot more performance. So if you're in the market for a PCIe Gen 3 SSD, look no further. This SSD's got you covered. It performs really well. Reliability I can't talk too much upon because I've only had it for a week, but I've heard it's a really good, reliable and trusted drive. So yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend this SSD. So if you like this video, like it, stay subscribed for future content, and I'll catch you in the next one.